All right. Welcome to the first day of your new school system. We're going to unindoctrinate you today.
Why?
Because it turns out that everything that you have been learning is a lie.
How so?
Well, I went to the first parent-teacher conference of my life.
11 years ago?
No, last week.
When?
You were in class,
Oh,
being lied to.
okay. But
And I went and talked to your teachers, and I asked to peruse your curriculum. Did not like what I saw.
I have 1 year left of school. Why are we doing this now? Why wouldn't you just do this earlier in my life?
Because I just found out. Also, only recently I've been learning that a lot of what I knew to be true was a lie.
But I have a girlfriend. I have promised.
Not anymore. She's a part of the system. We gotta cut ties with that thing. Pretty girl, but she ain't gonna get you anywhere.
Says who?
Her father's in the military.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I'm still developing my whole perspective on things, but I know that yours is wrong. So what we're going to do is you're going to go through your whole thing, the list of things that you've been learning, and we are going to figure out how they're wrong, and we're going to teach you the right way to do them. So we're going to be doing this once a week. That's all I have available.
One time a week?
1 day a week. We're going to be doing this 1 day a week.
How are we going to fit all of this into one 8-hour period?
We're going to have to grind. I'm going to need you're going to have to put your head down. We're going to have to grind. So, let's pick up where you left off. Pick a class, any class, and I guarantee y'all have what you need for it.
Trigonometry.
What is that?
We got chemistry, science.
Chemistry, science. That's one subject.
All right.
Science, chemistry?
Chemistry, science.
The science of chemistry? What were y'all
Science.
recently discussing in that class?
Well, we're learning about pH balance right now.
Okay. Women's deodorants will get you there.
Okay. That's all you know about chemistry?
Write it down. Women's deodorant will get you there. Okay.
All right. So is that it for the day for chemistry?
Yeah.
Well, we got literature.
Okay.
What do you know about that?
Name a writer. Dr. Seuss.
There you go. Okay. What about him?
He's a writer.
I mean, we're kind of learning about Greek mythology right now. You know anything about that?
You ever read Animal Farm?
No.
Wait, no, that's not the one. What's the one? Oh, man. 1982. That's the one. We're actually going to put that on your summer reading list. 1982. You're going to have to read that book. I forgot who wrote it.
We got English 2.
English 2?
Yeah. It's the sequel to English.
Oh, all right.
So we're just learning more English.
All right. The sequels are never as good as the first, so we are going to assume that you learned.
But that's not how it works with subjects.
All right, but it is, though. And you already did one, so let's move on.
We're not doing that?
None of this matters, okay? None of this matters. English, you're talking to me right now, we're good. All right?
I get that, but I have to learn about verbs, I have to learn about adjectives, and now we gotta learn about subverbs.
You know how many times in my daily life someone says, hey, in that sentence that you just said, which one of those was a verb and which one was an adverb and which one was an adjective and which one was a predicate and which one was a whatever? Not once.
But what about when I go to college?
We're not going to be really probably doing that. You can hang around the campus, have pregnancy scares with the local girls, but I would not recommend you actually going to the classes. You're not going to the classes.
That's
Brainwashing
ridiculous.
camp. They're trying to put you, they just want you to be a cog in the system. We're not going to do that. We're going off grid, number one.
What about the other 100 million kids going to college right now? Even though
So what, you're just gonna be a part of the problem, or do you want to be part of the solution?
Well, I'm the odd one here. I'm the only kid not gonna be there.
Right. That's the point.
What? You're just gonna isolate me from the world?
That's the only way you're going to be a productive member of society, is if we isolate you and we teach you the information.
He literally told me last week the rapture was happening next year.
It very well may. So we're going to prepare for that.
So then what's the point of even doing this?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is pointless.
All right, next subject. What else were you working on?
Okay, you're just going to ignore what I just said. Whatever. We got psychology.
Okay. Freud.
What about him?
He was one. What were you really going to get out of that?
Sigmund Freud, I mean...
He wanted to bang his mother.
I know he liked children as well. But we're talking about psychology here, so do you know anything other than Freud?
Yeah, I don't think he was a Christian. Next subject.
Alright, we got political science.
Alright, there we go. That we can, yeah, you need that. We're going to do that one. I can help you there.
Finally got a subject you like. Cool. Well, the main thing that we're going to learn about in school this year.
No laughing in class. There's no laughing in class.
Why are you slurping so loud?
It tasted really good and it just struck me. I just had to do it.
Okay. More
Did you know that they're putting hormone blockers in baby formula?
got climate change.
Okay, next.
Gun control? I mean, think about it. All the stuff that's been happening in the last year, we need to be able to...
Arm the children.
That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
It worked for Australia. I think that's what they did. They have no gun violence anymore.
Biofuels.
Crude oil. Next.
Censorship.
Satanism. Next.
Why?
Why?
We're talking about censorship. What does that have to do with that at all? What even is Satanism?
It's like the religion of selfishness, except there's no deity.
Okay, so why is it even called Satanism then?
Just to piss the people off, really.
Okay.
So I'm anti-censorship in any form, unless it hurts somebody, and that's also subjective. So you got to be pretty diligent to not. Words don't need to be violence, but also you should be able to let people say and do whatever they want. Also that.
Atheism.
What about it? I mean, you know how I feel about that.
I don't know how you feel about that.
No, have we not talked?
I mean, yeah, but...
I mean, don't not lead by example. I think it's censorship.
Artificial intelligence, like, what are your thoughts? We're supposed to be learning about that too, about how it's advancing and how it's gotten bigger and crazier over the last year or two.
It's not going to have time.
For what?
To develop to the degree it needs to develop in order to do the things that you're probably thinking it's going to do.
But we're almost already to where we didn't think was possible.
We've got like a year or two left.
Okay, the final thing I got on this topic is rigged election.
Okay, that's a fact. Next.
Was the election really rigged?
Well, I think that Independence Day, or as I like to call it, January 6th, pretty much confirms that.
All right, enough political science. We're getting nowhere with this at all.
Mm-hmm.
We got world history.
Okay, all right. Now that doesn't change.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the real version of it doesn't change. Yeah, what you have learned is going to change to the real version. So that's what we're going to work on with that. So give me an era. Give me a historical event.
World War II.
Yeah. You're going to have to ask me a specific question about it.
Okay, the Holocaust.
What about it?
Oh, what did it happen? Like, what kind of stuff happened in it, if it...
Well...
Because I don't really know much about it.
So we probably shouldn't talk about this on camera.
The Russian Revolution.
You mean Ukraine?
I guess we could talk about that, even though the Russian Revolution was in 1917.
It was over.
Okay, but this is world history. It's based on the past.
Right, but we live in the
present.
Very good.
But that's not the point.
So right now in the present,
we're supposed to learn the
right?
past. We're supposed to learn the past so we don't repeat the same mistakes.
Well, we're doing that right now, probably in Ukraine. They started a war with Russia.
Wasn't
the independence?
The other way around?
Maybe, but really, it's not even a war. It's more of a money laundering kind of experiment, you know, for the U.S., the military industrialized complex. Ukraine is Russian.
They were. They're not anymore.
Well, Russia was trying to join NATO, and Ukraine was like, no. We'll be surrounded by NATO. That's just not going to happen. And Ukraine has all these nukes. And Russia's frightened. And Vladimir Putin isn't even alive anymore. They're playing like old videos of him. It's like, and holograms and stuff.
Holograms?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I noticed over the last week you've been telling me a lot of stuff with holograms. Are we a hologram?
We don't know yet. They won't They won't look like holograms.
Okay, so you don't really. I've tried talking to you about this topic, but you keep dissing it.
Mm-hmm.
The Apollo 11 moon landing.
Didn't happen at all, obviously. I mean, that's... it's just...
But how?
You can't leave the firmament. You can't do it. It was filmed on a soundstage. It's been debunked 1,000 times on YouTube.
You could say that about literally anything.
Right, but I'm saying that about this.
I know you are, but you've said it about so many other things.
I know, but this time we're talking about this thing.
Okay.
If you want to talk about the other things, we
Okay.
can talk about that too. Did you know Antarctica is actually like a space station?
It's not.
It is, though.
How?
There's pyramids
Where?
on Antarctica.
Didn't
There's
see
also
it.
a laser beam that is like buried like deep in there.
Prove it.
Antarctica is not really Antarctica, it's just an ice wall that goes around the whole Earth. And then also there's laser beams, and also it's a continent. And there's pyramids. They're just like the Egyptian ones, which are like billions of years old.
Hear me out.
They were actually like energy devices for the aliens. And then there's lasers now in Antarctica. And they beam up, and the spaceships actually ride in on the lasers. And they go up underneath the Earth or whatever. And then they hold meetings with the world governments. And they get together and they're like, the aliens are like, we need y'all to launder money through Ukraine. And so then America's like,
Okay.
all right, Ukraine, you have to get your independence from Russia because they're going to join NATO. And the aliens are like, yeah, that's good. And then they're like, but aliens, we only have 2 years till the rapture.
You say that.
I think most people on the planet believe that.
Prove any of what you just said. How are you going to prove that?
Faith.
9/11.
What about it?
That's just a topic. Our English teacher, we learned about it last year, so we got to learn about it this year.
I mean, all you really need to know about that is that Bush did it. Bush did 9/11. Bush did Katrina. Osama was innocent.
Did you just say that Bush did a hurricane?
Yes.
How?
China. Weather pattern manipulation.
How can you do that?
I think it's called SARS. No.
The only way that could happen is if we really are in pods, and if that's really a hologram outside.
No. Well, we don't know that. China can make it rain. They shoot nukes up. I think it's nuclear devices. Or they fly planes and they drop like powders, smoke powders. And it manipulates like where the hot air and the cold air like hit. It like weaves all these like little things up in there. And then it changes the weather patterns. We could actually set off volcanoes. Like next time they try to shut the world down and like people don't listen because they don't believe the media anymore, you know, they're probably just gonna like set off volcanoes or a staged alien invasion.
How come I've never heard, my school never said anything like this? So that's how I know you're...
No, they are teaching you out of 50-year-old books that were written by people that wanted to control you.
Yeah, in this day and age, why would they even need to change it? If it was right 50 years ago, it'd be right now.
No, it's about
How
control.
so?
Nothing matters.
Then why are we doing this?
I'm trying to undo this.
Undo it?
Yes. The whole educational system was designed to teach you how to be a slave. We are going to undo that. Moon landings, global warmings, streets, trees.
What about trees?
I mean, they're kind of like birds. They're not really.
Wait. Birds?
Right. You know about birds.
I do.
You've seen them in the yard. Those things are not real.
They're flying animals.
So are airplanes.
Okay, but that's not an animal.
It's designed to not look like an animal. The birds are designed to look like animals. They're watching. It's obvious.
You're telling me animals can't fly with wings?
When did I say that? Other winged animals can fly, but not birds. I'll go take one apart right now. They're designed to look like organs, and they shove them full of red liquid so that you think it's blood. Eagles are birds. Pigeons are birds.
True.
Owls are birds. Bats are birds. It's obvious. Checkmate.
That makes no sense. No, you cannot do that to me. There's no checkmating here. Birds are real. I don't care what you say.
Next subject. You can drink water out of glass. If you drink it out of plastic, you become impotent.
What does that mean?
You'll also might become fluid in your sexuality. I think it's a war on masculinity. I don't think that they want people to be able to fight back when they have the next civil war.
Okay, moving on. The Cold War.
Yeah, that's basically just, this is all a continuation of that.
Of what?
The Cold War.
What continuation of what?
Everything. Ukraine, America, Antarctica, the
Cold
birds.
War. Cold War was before all this, though.
What do you mean before?
Cold War happened in the 90s, or the 80s or 70s or something like that.
But when did that stop?
It's been stopped.
Well,
It has been stopped.
has it though?
Yes.
I mean, prove it.
Cold War. Just look it up.
We threw your books out. Next topic.
Why? Where are the books? I need to find them.
You're not gonna.
Why?
We don't have any more.
You're probably in the dumpster. I could go get them right now.
I set it on fire. What is the next topic?
JFK.
Okay, he was murdered by the government. That's not debatable.
What do you mean by that? How is that not debatable? How can you prove that to me?
I think he wanted to legalize trans people. No, I think it had to do with the Federal Reserve, something about taxes. You know what? We're gonna circle back to this. I think that when you just like ask me out of nowhere, it's just really hard to kind of grab that information.
You're a teacher. You're
Well,
supposed
I'm
to
learning to
know.
be a teacher. My issue is actually taking that knowledge and putting it into you. I need to work on my curriculum a little bit. What we're gonna do is set you up a Twitter account. The problem is I just scroll and scroll and scroll, and I learn so much and I get really mad. And then I've just had all these like little bite-sized clips of things, and then so now I have an opinion, but I don't actually have the like evidence to back up my opinion. I'm gonna give you a list of patriots and truth tellers, and you are going to just scroll through them like I do, and then get on my level, and then we'll be able to actually discuss this in an appropriate manner.
Twitter?
A productive
Twitter.
manner. Right. Well, everything else is censored.
You tried to put me on Reddit last week, now Twitter.
Yeah.
How about the local news?
Well, they're all a part of the system, so that's not going to work, obviously. And then the world's going to end. We will go from there.
Well, that's it for political science for now.
Yeah, that's enough for that. I need to do some more research.
I can probably, yeah, I know.